Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon, and this week Millie and thousands of others requested a dessert recipe. So let's make one that is so beautiful that you wish you were the one tasting it. To begin with, we need to make meringue. Simply whip together sugar, icing sugar and egg whites on high speed until you get these lovely, luscious looking stiff peaks of meringue that hold their own shape. Take out a small amount of the meringue mixture and add some pink gel food colour and mix it through until the swirls of colour blend into one uniform shade. Now for the tricky part, getting the meringue into the piping bag without making a mess. If you turn down the top of the bag and put it over your fingers and thumb, you can hold the bag open with one hand and push the meringue down into the bag using a spatula in the other hand. And once the bag is full, you can just unfold the top, shake it down a bit, twist, and you're ready to go. Carefully pipe 2 stripes of pink onto rectangles of acetate. Now I'll put the sizes of the acetate and the recipe quantities and all those nitty-gritty details on the How to Cook That website for you. Take some of the white meringue and pipe strips to fill all the gaps and make a stripy pattern that will encase our dessert. Use a spatula to flatten that out. This helps to fill any gaps and make it a nice even layer. Then scrape some of the meringue off one end so you've got a clear bit of acetate there. Then carefully lift up the acetate and you've got that perfect rectangle. Roll it up and place it into a cookie cutter so it holds that cylindrical shape. If you have a gap in the meringue like I do, just add a little bit more to seal it up. And if you don't have an abundance of cookie cutters, then you can simply use some tape to hold it in place. This method is actually easier for getting it the exact size because you can just join the meringue up where it meets. Now these need to go into a warm oven to slowly dry out. The temperature is only 70 degrees Celsius or 158 F, and I like to use an oven thermometer for this because my oven doesn't have markers for that lower temperature. They need to stay in there for about 3 hours until they're just really light and airy when you pick them up. They've just got no weight to them. Patience is the key here. While they're drying out, put the egg yolks and sugar into a bowl and whisk them together until they're silky. Microwave that for about 30 seconds, then whisk again well, and you're going to microwave it a second time and watch it carefully, and when it starts to swell up, take it out and it should look a bit like the moon. Whisk it again, and just as a side note here, because we've added lots of sugar to the egg yolks, they're not going to explode in the microwave. Now the bowl is quite hot, so I want you to tip that into another bowl and then cover it and chill it, and we will use that later. Now for the star of the show, strawberries. Wash and hull them, and then we're going to microwave them for 1 minute. And you'll notice some liquid starts to form at the bottom of the bowl. I want you to strain that off, give the strawberries a quick stir, be gentle with them here, you don't want to mash them, and then put them back into the microwave. And I want you to repeat that until you've extracted a good amount of this delicious pure strawberry juice. And on the other side you have a bowl of lovely soft cooked strawberries. Place the strawberries on a lined tray and put them in the fridge to chill. Next we need a crunchy surprise. In the bowl of a mixer, combine butter and icing sugar, then add almond meal, eggs and the flour. You can put that in all at once, I just can't get it to tip in. I don't have enough room between the mixer there, so I'm spooning it in. And you want to mix that until it is just combined. Spread that mixture out between 2 sheets of baking paper and then remove the top sheet. Slide that onto a baking tray and bake it in the oven for 10 minutes. Now by this time it will be perfectly soft enough to cut, but firm enough to hold its shape. So you can quickly cut out the circles. This is much quicker and easier than it is trying to do it with that soft doughy mixture. Now you want these to be a size that can hide inside the meringue cylinders that we made. Once you've cut all those circles out, return them to the oven and bake them until they're golden and crispy. Now it's time to create a delicate decoration for the top. Mix together icing sugar and butter and some of those divine cooked strawberries. I just want to eat all these, they taste really good. Now add in the glucose syrup and lastly the flour. And just mix it until it's well combined. Cut circles out of baking paper and place that sheet on top of another one. Put a little bit of the mixture to one side and then using a spatula spread a very thin layer across the top of the circles. Lift up the top paper and bake those circles in the oven until they look like this. Once they cool down, you get these delightfully delicate, super fine, very thin, crispy decorations. You want to store those in an airtight container to keep them crisp until we're ready to use them. Remember the egg yolks and sugar that we cooked and chilled at the start? You want to whip that together with some mascarpone. This makes a beautiful, rich cream, and you can flavour it with whatever you want. You could add a dash of liqueur, some vanilla, a little bit of lemon even, and just keep whipping until you get luscious, stiff peaks. Now it's time to plate our dessert. Peel the acetate off the meringue cylinders, place a cookie on the plate, and then put the meringue cylinder over the top. Pipe in some of that mascarpone cream and add a whole cooked strawberry. Pipe in a little bit more mascarpone and then top that with some chopped fresh strawberries and press it down lightly. Don't be too heavy-handed here or you'll crack open that meringue. Add an extra dollop of mascarpone and spread that out flat. Now carefully place the tulle on top in the center. You want to choose one that is bigger than the cylinder and you'll see why in a minute. Pipe on 4 dollops of mascarpone. You want them to be fairly close together but not touching. Add a little piece of strawberry across all the gaps like a bridge, and then at the table pour into the center this beautiful strawberry juice that we made right at the start and watch it flow down through the gaps onto the plate.
Look at that. Oh.
Oh, it looks very good.
This looks amazing, Anne.
I like how it pours out each side.
Wow. It is beautiful.
Let's crack into it. I'm assuming this cracks. Yep.
Wait, I thought this was like a marshmallow.
Looks like marshmallow, but I think it's meringue. Yum.
It's very good. It's like a strawberry meringue.
It's a poached strawberry in the middle. It's lovely.
That's good. Very sweet, but that's yum.
I like the cream in the middle.
Magnificent.
As much as I like making dessert videos, the problem I've found is that since YouTube changed to the AI algorithm back in 2016, it stopped suggesting desserts down the side with any regularity. 80% of the videos that people watch are suggested to them by YouTube. You'd think it would be videos people searched for or even subscribed to, but it's not. It's what YouTube suggests to you.
Personally, I think that eating a delicious dessert like this is far preferable to charcoal ice cream. I gotta ask the question, why does the algorithm hate me? Why?
And when producing videos for people is your full-time job, views are not just a vanity measure, they're whether you get paid for the week or not. With thanks to my patrons for your amazing support, that makes a huge difference, and your encouraging comments are just food for my soul. Make it a great week by being kind to others, and I'll see you on Friday.